You know where they are, Pat?
I don't even know what they are, George.
That's right.
What's right?
Exactly. This is the what, right, guys?
Right on, mate.
He's right, he's our spokesperson.
I had a dog named Nigel. And a Nigel named Dog.
How'd you do that?
Bloody perfectly.
The what had the big hit record, Lovely Lawyer, Sew My Suit.
For off the record?
The one and only. That's us. Sold millions of records.
Yeah, I bought one of them myself.
I didn't. I would have. Except Nigel didn't like it. Neither did Dog.
The reason I wanted to meet you was to find out why you left AFTA after you had such a big hit.
It was about money.
You wanted more money?
No, we wanted some money.
You were never paid by Morris Norris?
Hardly anything at all, considering we had the top record in the world for a while. He showed us his books and tried to prove we didn't make any money. I barely got enough to pay me rent.
I got enough to get me mum an operation, but she didn't want one.
I got myself a new amplifier.
Electric?
Gas.
Could have been lunch.
Could have, yeah.
After an international hit, you never made another record?
Not for Morris Norris. We left that company and went with another.
We recorded our whole album for them.
What happened to it?
Ever been in London during the Blitz?
World War II?
Aye.
No.
It bombed.
Oh, yes. Just like the other blokes what had hits with AFTA. They all left because they was cheated out their money substance and went with different companies.
And none of them had another hit?
Actually, I did. I had me a hit. Just this morning, a man walked up to me with a cricket bat with a nail in it. He gave me a hit in the head. I didn't like it.
Thanks for your help, guys.
All right.
I checked the Watt story about the other groups, and each told a similar tale of woe. They all had failed dismally in their second recordings. In the meantime, our record had climbed to number 2 on the charts.
What do you got, George? What are those figures?
It's Gerner sales data. Pat, there's something very peculiar here. These are the first week's sales of Off the Record's hits, according to Gerner. Notice anything unusual?
Such as?
Look.
All the sales are about the same.
2 of the hits are exactly the same. 172,227.
And 2 are the same as the first week's sales for our song. 192,489.
More than 20,000 music outlets in this country and millions of buyers. How could 2 records sell the same number, both in their first week?
Coincidence?
Now, the probability is too incredibly small.
The numbers go up by about 10,000.
In fact, the first few go up by exactly 10,131.
George, where's the lettuce?
He ate it.
Well, what's in there now?
It's a muskmelon. That's for dessert. When he eats that, I'll take him for a walk.
If he eats that, he won't be able to walk.
I'll drag him. Now, Pat, 10,131 is the factor in each of these numbers. Now look, 10,131 times 17 is 172,227.
Hi, Googles. Still number 2 and trying harder?
What's up, Mr. P?
I did a bit of sleuthing about Morris Norris. Know what he did before he became whatever the heck he became?
Something about computers.
He was a computer programmer. Pretty interesting, huh?
Not very.
That's what I thought. So I pulled some figures for Off the Record's production facilities, and that wasn't very interesting either.
The first orders are always for 100 records.
Uh-huh. Then he goes for 500,000 3 times in a row.
That's a bunch of sounds.
Wait just a darn minute.
Watch your language, George.
I'm sorry.
And in front of baby Gerbil, too.
Well, see when the second production orders were placed. Always 2 weeks after the first.
So,
So look at these sales figures.
you're right. If they only produced 100 records, how could they sell 172,227 and more in the first week?
I think you should talk with Mr. AG Gerner.
Please.
Thank you for seeing us, Mr. Gerner.
It's always a pleasure to meet with mathematicians.
See, you have an abacus.
Oh, yes, I know. The doctors assured me that with a proper diet and medication, it should clear up in a few weeks.
Mr. Gerner,
Oh, please. Call me AG. That's short for UG.
AG, did you notice any patterns when you looked into the history of Off-The's 7-hit records?
Well, perhaps I pulled the first 3 weeks' sales here, here, and here.
Now look at the second week. The first figure is a multiple of 10,131. So is the second one. I bet some of the rest are, too.
That is extraordinary.
AG, how does it happen that you haven't come to notice these highly unlikely consistencies?
Well, I'm sure you can appreciate, Mr. Franklin, my company tracks thousands of records each week, and we merely report what the store's computers tell our computer.
in other words, GRS counts.
Correct, we don't analyze.
But what is the explanation that so many of the sales numbers are multiples of 10,131?
Well, as I said, I'm not a numbers analyst, but you'd like my honest opinion?
Very much so.
Beats the bejabbers out of me.
No idea?
None.
AG, can you break these sales out on a regional basis?
Oh, my, yes. Well, we got this great big beautiful country of ours broken down into 6 sales zones. Now, let's just see exactly where off the sales are coming from. Oh, my, this can't be.
What can't be?
Well, look, my truck, my licorice, and you had 17 sales in the first week.
What do you mean? You reported 172,227.
I know, but when I look at the data, and the second record had 18 sales, then 19, 20, 17 again, 19 again, and 21.
Are you saying those are the real sales?
Oh, I'm not saying it. The computer's saying it. Not only that, but they're all from the same zone and the same store. Flower Records, New York City.
Well, how could GRS report these humongous sales?
Pat, guess what you get when you divide 172,227 by 10,131.
George, this is no time for arithmetic problems.
No, Pat, this is precisely the time for arithmetic. 17. Now, how about 182,358 divided by 10,131? The quotient is 18. What about 192,489 divided by 10,131?
19.
Exactly. Your main computer multiplied the actual sales by a factor of 10,131.
So that's where these inflated sales figures came from.
I'm afraid not, Miss Tuesday. You see, if it multiplied one record sale by 10,131, then all record sales will be multiplied by the same factor. I'm afraid it's got to be something else.
He's right, Pat.
Let's go back to HQ, Pard. Thanks for your help, AG.
I had a fun time.
Thought we had the answer to the problem, George.
Me too.
Now, don't give up. We'll just have to keep at it. We'll get to the bottom of this.
I know. I just feel better if...
If what?
Well, if George Jr. wasn't so listless, he just lies around.
I think you're feeding him too much.
I am not.
What did he have for breakfast?
Chili.
Yuck!
Maybe he slipped into a coma and lost the will to gerb.
Hi, Benny.
Benny, you may have done it again. A comma.
I said coma, George.
No, what did you say all off the song titles had in common?
I said they were all dumb.
And you said they all used commas.
Right, 2 in each title. So what?
Look here. Off the songs weren't the only ones that had this unusual sales curve.
Yeah, there were 2 others from Tuesday's episode.
That's right. 2 other companies had similar sales curves.
Don't try to slap the rap out of my trap. You, me, we.
Commas?
2 commas in each.
I see what you're getting at, George. Computers can't think.
But they can be programmed to recognize patterns.
And Morris Norris was a computer programmer before he got into the music business.
So maybe he hacked into GRS.
Broke into the system illegally?
Right. He programmed their computer to pick up every song with 2 commas in its title and multiplied its sales figures by 10,131.
Then Morris Norris sends someone to Flower Records to buy 17 copies of every new off the release.
The GRS computer multiplies 17 by 10,131 and reports sales of 172,227, and sales appear to soar.
But some weeks the sales were larger than 172,227.
Well, maybe a legitimate shopper or 2 just happened to buy the record as an impulse item, or some weeks he bought more.
Wait a minute. How does Off to make any bread on the deal?
Maybe they just cheat the first 2 weeks. The song gets airplay because of big sales.
Big appearing sales. Remember, they were phony.
Right. But the DJ started pushing the songs, then people started to buy them for real.
So the more the records moved up on the sales charts, the more the DJs played them.
The more people heard them, the more they bought them. He appeared to have a hit, but then...
He really did have one.
That also explains why Ofta only produced about 1.5 million units per piece, even though GRS said that they had sold more than 2 million.
Sure. Why make what you might not sell?
What an ingenious scheme.
What an illegal scheme. I've got an ingenious scheme of my own.
Murray the Mouth, George Franklin, Mathnet. How would you like to rid the music world of some of the scum that infests it? He says he can't quit. He doesn't know how to do anything else. Murray, we need your help. Can we count on you? He says he doubts it. He's never helped anyone before. Listen, Murray, this is what I want you to do.
All right, one of my all-time favorites, Please Smash in My Face, from that heavy metal supergroup, Crunch. Okay, rat faces, as I promised you right now, we have a very exclusive interview. Mr. Morris Norris, who is the brains behind the hottest record company in the whole stinking world, Off the Record. Welcome, Norris.
Thank you, Murray. You sure have a way with a phrase.
Well, who cares what you think, Morris?
Thank you very much for insulting me.
Well, you're going to Cleveland, Ohio tonight, is that correct?
Yes, I am. My colleagues are inducting me into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Or is that shame? Hey, here's a little surprise for you, Morris. It's your newest recording stars. Looks like they've come by to pay their respect.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see the Googles.
Hey, Google's oh, hey, look at this. Looks like we got a new release here.
That's right, Maury. It came out about 1 week ago.
Well, do you like this new one, Morris? You think it'll go multi-platinum like the others?
Well, you know, you never can tell.
Mr. Norris has been so busy with things, Murray. He hasn't really been following this new song as closely as he might. Right, Mr. Norris?
Right. Can I see that?
Sure. You know, here's a real first on live radio, Morris. The new Gerfners are due out right now, and, well, you are such a genius. I just wondered if you might care to predict what the first week's sales figures for Oh So Woe might be.
I'd rather not.
Come on, Morris. I thought you were supposed to be a musical genius.
Well, I am. I'm just not prepared.
Other producers have made predictions on this show. Come on, Norris. Are you a genius, or are you nothing more than a flapdoodle-filled fop?
Hey, you can't call me that.
Oh, why the heck not?
Because I don't know what it means.
I thought you were known as a chance taker, Morris.
I am.
Well, then take a chance. Take a chance. Make a genius-like prediction.
All right, all right.
Good. In fact, why don't we all make a little guess while I play this tune?
Good idea, Murray. Let's write our guesses down.
Gerfner Rating Service, may I help you?
Hey, Murray the Mouth here. Gerfner, listen. I want you to tell us the first week's sales figures for the record Oh So Whoa. But before we get to that, let me just ask my panel of experts what their guesses were. Morris Norris?
I guessed 172,227.
Gee, we all seem to be thinking as one. Okay, Gerfner, what was that figure?
172,227.
How could that be, Norris? How could we all have gotten the same answer?
How indeed?
I don't suppose dumb luck would hold much water.
So, Norris got Flower Records to stock his records.
It was an automatic shipment.
For every new release, an assistant automatically went out and bought 17 copies. The sale will be recorded in the Gerfner computer.
Once in a while, a real customer would pick up a copy just by accident. That's why the first week's sales varied a little.
The Gerfner computer multiplied by 10,131 for 2 weeks. Then it stopped as real sales took over.
But where did you get that phony record that you played on Murray the Mouth show?
We recorded it with Carol last night.
Then I got a graphic artist to dummy up a cover.
We put 2 commas in the title and ran it across the Flower Records scanner 17 times.
The Gerfner system did the rest.
But if Norris didn't know anything about this song, why didn't he admit it?
Well, his ego wouldn't let him appear stupid on live radio.
Besides, he noticed 2 commas in the title.
Figured you might luck out.
Well, I just want to thank you for saving my career. I just got a job offer to head the A&R department with the new company. Would you Googles like to be my first artists?
I think our new numbers
Will all be done at Mathnet. Oh, no. He's gone. Oh, no. The window's open. Oh, no.
Didn't he seem a little despondent yesterday?
He's killed himself. Look. He's left a suicide note. Thanks for your help. I've had an offer to do my own show in Hollywood. Catch me on The Rich and the Gerbils.